Вітаю всіх. Вітаю всіх продовження проходження Avowed. Сьогодні у нас перехід на нову локацію. Як нам сказав Маріус, це буде пустеля. Ой, це будуть вулкани, кислота, лава і таке все, коротше, неприємне.
I know what you're gonna say. Marius, you need to slow down. Think about your feelings. Well, I don't want to think about my feelings. So just let me be alone for a bit. I don't... Right, I guess I was. I just really don't want to go. Just the thought of going back to Galawain's tusks makes my heart feel like it's going to explode. I sweat. My ears ring. I can't breathe. When it seems like we're really heading there, I feel like I'm dying. Right. Thanks.
Я не думав, що може
I
бути такий
understand not wanting to
знервований.
go back, but why can't I just thinking about it makes me feel ill. I need some time alone, Envoy. I need to get some rest. I'll be ready to go when the time comes.
Точно.
This heat is wreaking havoc with my equipment. I can compensate, but I'm less than happy about it.
Always thought that if I tried growing up with that volcano on the horizon, you learn early on how fragile life can be.
Перервав свою розмову. Такий вулкан. Діючий.
If you need advice, talk to Marius. I'm just here to look after you.
Strange being back here. Thought I'd left for good.
Дивно, я думаю, він тут буде почуватися найкраще. Він тут почувається не найкраще. О, Маріусовської породи.
Does this amuse you, seeing your kin caged like beasts?
No true kin would desert Solace. All we have are our oaths to Nandru, and you broke them.
Right. They're not the only ones either.
The damn oaths again. You might as well be the one in chains. Our founder, Nandru, didn't intend for his people to starve. I'd bet you my kidneys he didn't build Solace Keep so we can die of starvation in it. No, he would have wanted us to live.
Honestly, I don't care anymore. I'm getting too hungry to even think.
What's going on here is Pargrunen business. Stay out of it, Outlander.
Yeah, don't need a blessed outsider pretending they know anything.
Ого.
Move along.
Can't imagine why you even set foot here. These are Pargrunen lands, last I checked.
Meaning mind your tongue and your judgment while you're here, outsider. These folk have done much to deserve their cages. Strange that you think we'd care about your opinion. Saka, get out of here.
And you assholes need to feed us.
There's no food. We barely have decent meals ourselves. Why waste any of it on people who won't stay and fight?
Saka, don't tell the outsider that. These bastards wanted to abandon the keep. concede that you have a point. Fine. Those fools can have half our rations. Do you want anything else? I'm sick of looking at you.
Fine. Anything to be done looking at you. Follow the main road north and then east. You'll find some dirt paths to follow after you hit the cliffs. Now mind your business.
І добрі. А у нас Stone Beetle. Кам'яні жучки. Якийсь Interesting Garden. А, це солоскіп. Він тут. Чекайте, ми хіба не були в ньому? Пілорс, так я не пам'ятаю. Було б непогано до нього дістатися. О, ось і табір, ще хотів справді дістатися. Цікаво, дорога з водозливом, стара. Древня. Всі хочуть поговорити, давай зараз подивимося. Напевно, з Каєм, з Маріусом в останню чергу.
We're on the precipice of something magical. You can feel it, can't you? The garden is within our grasp. All we need now is the courage and wisdom to brave the unknown. That shouldn't be a problem. I've done a lot of learning in our time together. Are you afraid of what's to come? I'm not judging, just curious. When this is over, we'll get you back to your cozy estate. Assuming that's what you want. I believe, for the first time in ages, that I am not afraid. I used to care so much about discovery, invention, achievement. But deep down, I was afraid. Afraid that I wasn't living up to my potential. You've been paying attention. Since we met, everything I believed has been proven wrong. That the island can be controlled. That I alone can fix it. Even my parents. Gods. They really had no idea what they were doing. Just like me. They truly did. But I'm not going to repeat their mistakes. I'm so tired of being afraid. I need to accept my limitations or embrace them. Even if I'm wrong again, that's part of the journey. I have no idea where it leads. And for the first time, it's fine. Perfectly fine.
Нарешті примирилась.
Did I? Huh. I don't know what I expected. Feels nice. Glad I could get that off my chest. We have bigger problems to worry about, but I appreciate these little moments. Excellent. The Imperial Court taught you well, but I suspect there were gaps in what they call an education.
Темна
If there's
брошура.
anything you've been dying to learn from an animancer, now is the time.
Анімацію? Цікаво. Що вона може розповісти? А, це щось ще якийсь бонус.
Gladly. You should have seen my thesis defense. I called the governor an intellectual void, an ooze in the form of man. Now, let's begin. You, drifted off for a moment. Were you paying attention?
Угу.
Really? What's the last thing I said? Oh, I stand corrected. Even if you had dozed off, no harm done. Besides, a little nap is good for the soul. I slept through my share of lectures, and look how I turned out. That's all I have to teach you for now. I'll chime in if anything else comes to mind. Oh, yes. The little butterflies in my stomach got more restless than ever. When I joined you, I needed to put a stop to the dream scourge. So much has changed since then. There may be nothing for me in the garden. Nothing I haven't learned outside of it. But I still want to see it for myself. Something tells me the garden would defy any attempt to measure it. One cannot catalogue the impossible. On a journey such as this, it's better to cast aside your expectations. They can only weigh you down.
Можливо.
The better question is, can I still be an animancer? Could I even make a difference? As long as Fior Messiverno is safe, the living lands will have animancers, whether or not I am one of them. And then there's the Dream Scourge, unraveling civilization as we know it. I don't know where that leaves me. The work my parents started may have no end in sight. We don't even know if the living lands can be tamed politically, much less spiritually. All of my discoveries have led to dead ends. Where then do I turn? All I know for certain is that I've been going about this the wrong way. I should be an animancer for the right reason. With the Dream Scourge, I haven't got one. At least someone thinks so. Thank you for believing in me, whether or not I believe in myself. Anyone in particular? I warn you, I'm not the best judge of first impressions.
Пам'ятаю.
Of course, she's brilliant, open to anything, and sees the world as she wants it to be. Yatsley gave me my first glass of wine, and the courage to approach a special someone. We have a lot of catching up to do. No one to get jealous over. To call it a relationship would be an insult to the word. But it was fun while it lasted. Animancy is the study of life. Unfortunately, we get so busy that we forget to live. So a little roll in the hay is good for the soul. Yatsley taught me that. Well, not the part about rolling in the hay. That was my idea, and I don't recommend it. Indeed, old friends. When they died, Yatsley protected me. Made sure I had one consistent person in my life. I think that's why she gave me that glass of wine. Why she encouraged me to live my life to the fullest. She was making sure I hit all the milestones I could have missed. Now that she's traveling with us, maybe she can teach you a thing or two. I think that covers everyone. And if my good opinion changes, you'll be the first to hear about it. I'll tell you whatever I know. I've heard the Wardens are very set in their ways, for better or worse. Usually the worse. Vidaro tried to form a trade agreement with the Council. Copper and glass in exchange for grain. But it went nowhere. Perhaps, but I think there's more to it than that. The Wardens value self-reliance, maybe because they have an inflated sense of their own importance. No offense, Marius.
No, you pretty much got it right.
They have a righteous duty to protect these lands, and believe that it can and should be done without the help of outsiders. It's a bit like shooting yourself in the foot because you don't trust anyone else to wield the gun. What are you so curious about?
Знаю, вже все
Not
поговорив.
before I've done some reading.
Так.
Oh, gods. Anyone else finding it hard to breathe?
Oh dear. Focus on something else, dear. Like how terrible the tusks smell.
We're here. Stay with us, Marius. The feeling will pass.
Right. I'm alright. It's like I'm being chased by something I can't see.
We're here, Marius. You're safe. The only thing chasing you is yourself.
Ah, gods. I'm the last person I'd want to be chased by.
There's my favorite Adiran. Careful what you wish for, darling. So, the Godless, or the Akita, as they called themselves, were the original folks who lived in the Living Lands. They arrived on the shores of a new land and settled there, living with the land instead of trying to tame it. You sound certain. Is this something Sapadal told you? Well, they would have been there, wouldn't they? That means I was right. Well, was there ever any doubt? The Godless are so singular. Their art and architecture, you never see it in Rawatai or Ishamatal or, well, Adir. But in their artwork, they reference escaping, fleeing, seeking refuge, so they must have come from somewhere. My guess, they originally came from Yesua. Yesua, a continent, cut off from the rest of the world, hidden by eternal storms, one of the 3 hubs of the Angwithan Empire. 10 years ago, you could say it wasn't real, that it was a dream, but they said the same of Ukaiso. Suddenly, the appearance of a mythical land doesn't seem so implausible. There was some kind of schism, an ideological one. From what I can glean, the Godless were staunchly against the gods, hence their name. There are even some not-so-kind murals of the gods. It seems like the Godless really took their anti-theism seriously. Almost like I've dreamt about the Akita my entire life. Well, I think we've covered everything, don't you? Rather, as much as I think you'll withstand. Hope you enjoyed talking about this as much as I did, dearie. How can I help, darling?
Як вона говорить. Так, що вони ще можуть запитати? Про подорож.
These sudden changes in climate always mess with my
Героям слава,
coiffure.
Кінеан. Вітаю. Дякую.
Does Adir have good fur maintenance products? Do you have a contact for that?
Що вона сказала? А.
It can't be any worse at this point. Truly, just a good long brushing through all my fur alone would do wonders. I've got some time before we see Quilici again, at least. It'll give me time to find something to remind him of what he's missing. In life, you make your own entertainment. I enjoy scandalizing the small-minded when I can. Quilici and I got used to the stairs early on. Thankfully, at least in Fjord, those stopped eventually. After 30 years, it's hard to still be surprised by us just drinking at the Magpie. Oh, she was still young. Quilici offered to help her study for and prepare her thesis as a favor to her parents. She was over day and night for months, and, well, now she's family. We adore her.
Ця раса живе дуже довго.
All things considered,
Років 200 не
it's
менше.
hard to complain about my life in Fjord. Oh, obviously. The static from all the animancy can ruin my best hair day. As much as I enjoy our little chats, dearie, we should really get going. Oh, but if you do end up finding any liniments, be sure to help a girl out. Oh, just wonderful. My home was attacked on the order of a woman without a heart or any other major organs. Then everything that happened in Shatterscarp and Ringrim's offer, I've been so lucky. My life right now is, well, it's wonderful. But there's always been something missing. and it gives me this kind of jittery feeling that makes my fur stand on end. Does that make sense? A little. We've spoken a bit about my, shall we say, restlessness, but I've not had a chance to tell him about Reingrim's offer yet. Quilici will be supportive, of course. He's wonderful like that. It's just hard to ignore these thoughts with everything happening. Not that I didn't have options before, of course, but now they're louder. A fair point, my dear. I suppose I needed a moment to rant. Thank you, Envoy. I appreciate you lending an ear. I'll leave you
Їй
to
треба
your
виговоритись.
vices for now.
Це я зрозумів. Мені і так і скажуть, що їй потрібно
Does
виговоритись.
anyone have a copy of the theorems of Pangram? I want to try something.
I wish I could help, sweetheart. But the only copy I know of was lost somewhere in the Deerwood.
Too bad. I've been looking into necromancy,
Так, тепер Кай.
just in case the envoy drops dead again.
You don't think Sapadal will work their tricks?
Perhaps, but it's good to have a contingency plan.
Right. Necromancy is your plan?
You have a better one?
Nope. Necromancy it is then, I guess.
Perfect! I've been itching for an excuse to try my hand at necromancy.
Rawatayans love to boast about how barren and rugged our homeland is. But we've got nothing on the Pargrunan living here. I can't fault your optimism, but would you think that if this was the only landscape you ever saw day in and day out? According to Marius, his people are forbidden from ever leaving the Tusks.
Їм заборонено покидати це місце, бо ж жити в такій
I did tell
місцевості
you that, didn't I?
дуже неприємно було б так довго.
Must have been drunk.
Привіт, там Бейст. Пам'ятаю, я колись пробував перший Білорс в інтернеті пограти. Пробував. І що, не пішло? Буває, не всім заходить. Я прийшов. Вибрав кльовий унікальний клас Сайфер і вирішив почати через самонів. Сайфер через самонів. Я грав, по-моєму, Сайфера. Здається, тільки не пам'ятаю, чи через самонів, чи через магію. Дуже цікавий варіант, насправді. Сайфер через самонів. Може я грав? Може по елементі самонів. Це так круто, я думав. Не пам'ятаю, через що я грав. Може грав через Сайфер, це я когось качав через Сайфера. Я потім розчарувався, коли бачив, що від них там толку ніякого немає. Ну є, але вони не настільки потужні чи зручні, як здавалося б. Ні, від них є толок. Я б не сказав, що ніякого толку немає. На нормальній складності вони абсолютно viable, як кажуть. Здатні, але... Але... Якщо ти поставив якісь вищі випробування, то напевно так, вони не дуже. Не самі потужні штуки. Бо я, чесно кажучи, вже не пам'ятаю комбінації, якими я грав. Перший і другий. Просто не пам'ятаю. Пам'ятаю точно, другий я грав з стрільцем. І з якоюсь комбінацією з чимось. Бо там підсилили їх, ну нормальними зробили. Ці аркебузи, ну вогнепайл. А от що таке за комбінація була з чим, я точно не пам'ятаю. А от що я перший грав? Значить довгий квест з немертвими, в яких демедж резистенсі, вони взагалі 0 демеджі робили. Ну, буває. Що ж ти хочеш?
I'm all for pulling together, but that's just oppressive.
You're not alone. A lot of people in Solace would agree with you.
Exactly. It's not a home if you have to lock people in it.
А потім ще імбовий друїд в паті з'явився. Друїди, здається, там були сильні. Я вже не пам'ятаю, чесно кажучи, що було перший. Я не пам'ятаю, хто був самий сильний.
Ravatai has a similar problem. Between the constant storms and the rocky soil, the lands never
Червався
supported us
закинув?
easily.
Ну там ж цей можна ресет зробити. В грі. Ну ти даєш. Це якось несерйозно. Розчаруватися через свій білд. Тим, що гра дозволяє досить дешево скинути, все переробити. Здається. Я не пам'ятаю, як там скидати. Здається, то там можна досить дешево скинути.
So many of us find work as sailors and mercenaries. We explore
Даремно, дуже
the world as
Пілорси дуже мені
soldiers
сподобались.
or as
Що перший,
part
що
of a
другий.
trade mission.
Пілорс одні з небагатьох ігор сучасних RPG-шок, партійок, яких дійсно і світ, і лор, і геймплей, ну, прописані і зроблені гарно. Видно, що робили, ну, робили з натхненням, з душою підхід до створення гри. А не просто, щоб задовільнити, там, я не знаю, всіх.
We venture out. We're
Ну,
encouraged
я
to.
тобі рекомендую якось набратися часу і знайти час і набратись бажання і пройти таки перший і другий. Може не зараз, це може бути перевантаження, але пройти.
Yeah, strength through striving. Everyone in the living lands faces struggle, but people
Бетмен
choose
колись
that,
100%.
and usually to escape something worse.
Я хотів би, щоб в них вдалося далі продовжити наступні ці ігри в серії Пілорсів, чи хоча б по всесвіту, але невідомо, як після такого успіху досить посереднього Avowed, що в них вийде. Будуть вони далі. Що з ними Microsoft буде робити, подивимось.
Forcing people into a lifetime of hardship for the sake of principle or tradition is a different matter entirely. Never. The Pargrunen of Solace are notoriously suspicious of outsiders. Though, from the looks of this place, Solace's real concern has got to be keeping its people in, not keeping the rest of us out. I'll be
Я
here
теж
if you
тут
need
не
me.
був.
If you were in the Navy, does that mean you sang on ships?
Always. Helps pass the time, gives your work a rhythm. Why?
I heard you singing under your breath in the last fight. Then you were stabbing on beat.
I didn't even realize. How'd you notice?
It's the curse and blessing of having very large ears, Davy.
Well, guess the Navy left me with something useful after all.
I am going to need you to teach me that song, though. I wonder if it'd improve my spellcasting.
As if you need my help for that.
А он це типу продовження історії світу, чи можна з нього починати? Можеш починати, він ніяк не потребує ніякого знання абсолютно. Чи цього. Ти будеш багато що тут знати, взнавати про історію, про
Did you
світ,
leave anyone back
а
home?
потім повернешся в
I left
Пілорсі і
everyone
будеш,
I knew when I left. Thanks for mentioning it.
просто розуміти.
Did you leave someone
Єдине, що
special?
тут вони згадують події, які були.
That's the
Тому
whole point of friends.
No,
події Avowed відбуваються
Did you leave a lover
після
behind
подій.
when you left home?
в тому числі і Deadfire другої частини. Але з прямого зв'язку немає ні подій, ні героїв, ні
Wait.
навіть боги, по-моєму, тут поки що не чіпалися з попередніх частин.
Mess with you.
Вони тут є, згадуються, але вони не основні.
Bravo,
Тому
darling. I'm just happy to know you've got a sense of humor after all.
вони ж позиціонували цю серію якби відкриту для всіх, на відміну від Піларсів, які досить закриті і складні, і складніші набагато. Вони, типу, хотіли зробити більш популярнішу, простішу, відкритішу як по геймплею, так і по розумінню серію. Тому тут немає ні залежності, ні цього. Але от з того, що я зрозумів, з натяків, з описів, із посилок історичних, що це події після другої частини. Точно не знаю, який інтервал часу пройшов, але це точно, тому що тут прям вказували, що після Deadfire було. Де деякі локації вказували, але ніяких подій, героїв, чого такого немає, тому той, хто не знайомий з Всесвітом чи з Піларсом, може без проблем починати з цієї частини, а вже потім грати перші чи другі Піларси. Ну, я, в принципі, не рекомендував би грати другі Піларси перед першим, оце я дуже не рекомендував би. А ось Avowed можна без проблем починати грати перед Піларсами. Взагалі нічого не станеться. Буде навіть цікаво потім дізнатися. Хоча я сумніваюся, що вони тут будуть якісь... Ні, вони не будуть робити це. Що тут ніякого? Я думаю, тут нічого не буде ніякого. Хіба що...
Last time I was here, I was fully convinced I'd never be back.
Ні, вони тут не згадували. Те, що все, що є загадки, які тут натяки, які були, вони взагалі не розкривають події. Вони кажуть, що були такі-то події тоді, такі-то події тоді. Ну ти не дізнаєшся ніяк, то навіть вони не спойлерять. Ну це зрозуміло. Обсидіани гарні в написанні текстів, я не сумніваюся, що вони зроблять. Подивимось, що буде. Тому... Але... Це очевидно, що вони не зв'яжуть, але... Хотілося б, щоб вони ще щось робили, але не знаю. Avowed дуже посередньо виступила як гра, тому...
Oh, it's complicated. It's not that I hate Solace, but I just can't be there anymore.
Well, going back isn't always easy. Sometimes too much has changed. Other times, not enough has.
I left Solace under the cover of darkness, through an exit only me and a friend of mine knew about. More importantly, I left without permission, which means I more or less exiled myself.
А він втік. Вночі. Певно були причини. Не вистріла буває. Буває так.
You'll see when we get there. Solace isn't the most welcoming place, even to those who live there. Anyway.
І все, вже він дуже нерозмовний.
What do you want to talk about? Let's see. First rule in Galawain's tusks is to be grateful for every breath. The air itself is poisonous here, if you breathe enough of it. Don't overexert yourself, and keep your heartbeat slow. A wet cloth over your mouth and nose will help. Remember that this place wants to kill you at all times. Act like your every step is putting you in danger. And make sure to clear your eyes, ears, and nose every now and then. Ash builds up faster than you'd expect. You know, if you're this interested in survival in the living lands, we can take this even further. You've done all right out here, but there's always more to know if you want to survive. So, what do you want to learn?
Ну тепер можна навчити. Quicker, quieter and more agile. Це dexterity, напевно? Ні. How to survive conditions that would cripple and prepare. Це просто constitution.
Right. People think survival is about knowing what to eat and where to drop your sokka. But
А
there's
може і
more
ні.
than that. You'll have to learn to withstand pain, resist poison, and laugh at discomfort. I can help you with that. This is gonna be fun.
О, ачівочка. Complete all training sessions with companions.
Right. That about does it. You're a quick study. At least now I don't have to worry about you so much out there. I can spend my time watching over Kai and Yatsley. Teaching is its own reward, I guess.
Да, Constitution, так і думав. Я не подивився, що мені з нею її з літерням. Так. 2 від Кай, 2 від Маріуса. Уже 7. Ага, Яцлі 1. Perception. Інтелект вона по одиничці. Джата Resolve. Ну, щось інше. Так, щоб мені це було потрібно, тобто взагалі, але...
Have you been to every part of the Living Lands by now, Marius?
Probably.
Does that mean you've seen a real live Balrog?
More than one.
I'm starting to think they're a myth. You're the only one I've met who's ever seen one.
I know plenty of people who have seen a Balrog. Maybe you just need more friends.
Oh, really? Are any of your friends who have definitely seen Balrogs in the room with us now?
Okay, I need to get some sleep.
You're far too much fun to tease, darling.
Буває, будемо бігати з нею і Джатою, тому що... З Маріусом. Що він тут місцевий, я не буду багато допомагати проходити. Але він втік. Фактично в самовигнанні пішов, не зрозуміло чому, тому може бути проблема. Бо зараз пробіжимося до міста по дорозі. Думаю, що до чого. Нас, напевно, не пустять, враховуючи їхню не дуже дружню атмосферу. Але все одно пробіжимося.
A question for a question. The leaf twines around itself. We admire much. We have much still to fear. The beast of treachery smells you. It stalks you across the land. A sword for a settlement, the scorpion promises to protect. Rose today, thorn tomorrow. Friend or foe, the branches shake. Another time, a distant ache, a hidden strike, a bond bleeds in silence. Have your hands known this? A bulwark unshaken. Why? A certain spring, The bloom always succeeds the frost. The storm blows, others falter. What good is a vow if it can break? We ponder. We have learned much. Dream of dandelions with two heads.
Не знаю, до чого ці розмови доведуть. О, саме непривітлива місцинка. Поки що. Треба спробувати вийти на дорогу. Ти живий? Живий, ще щось хоче.
By now.
Варден, живий?
Be careful, traveler. The tusks are friends to no one. Should you need help, I am happy to lend it.
Таск? Банда?
Are you by Nanduru? Are you the Adiran envoy? I think I know already, but what brings you out here to the tusks?
А, це він так скорочено називається. Себе. Ой. Я ще не звик до цього.
Our garden, the one across the Sea of Acid? That's not what I was expecting.
Across the Sea of Acid?
I would have bet good coin that you were here on a trade mission. Wait, you mean you don't know? We let an Adiran caravan through a few days ago. First caravan we ever let through from anywhere, actually. I've never known anything like it. They had so many wonderful things. Food, linens, medicine. They had a letter from your ambassador in Paradise, too. And when I saw you, well, you get the idea. Wishful thinking on my part. Gods, I'd love to see them roll by again.
Новий караванчик з Парадізу. Що амбасадор написав, посол. Ми вже почали торгувати.
I would. It might make the tasks bearable again, and we have a lot to give, you know. Rare ore, incredible metalworks. You wouldn't believe what we could do if we weren't fighting just to survive. Yes, just a few nice words about wanting to reach out to us, wanting to offer us nice meats and soft fabrics.
Right. First it's soft fabrics, then it's pointy sticks.
Anyway. Well, actually, I'm worried about the caravan. It should have returned from Solis by now, but it hasn't.
Забрали караван.
I don't play guessing games. They left along the main road. You can't miss it, really. Also, in the convoy there was a dwarven woman. Gillian, I'd like very much to know she's okay. Yes, but what I'd like most is to just know she's safe. That's not the point. The point is her convoy is missing, and I just want to know everything's all right. It's not love, it's, well, maybe the start of love. Thank you, Envoy. I'll look forward to the good news.
You've lived in the Tusks all your life. Might want to temper that excitement.
Вже якийсь квестик взяли. Оу. Ого. Оцей карден, як вони кажуть, сад видно аж звідси. Дерево яке терчить. Що? Вона ж казала за океаном кислоти. Ого. Там щось таке є на горизонті. Ну, з дороги сюди веде. Йдемо поки що по дорозі, я сподіваюся, мене сюди приведе. Але я зараз повернуся на хвилинку. Пішли. Так, я думаю, тут уже можуть траплятися легендарні вороги
Tracks leading off the road.
і речі.
Could be someone in trouble.
А, по дорогу повертають туди. Оце солос їхній. А нам туди. По сюжету. Так, дуже неприємна місцинка, насправді. О, до речі, я таки не дивився, де ми. Ну так, звичайно, ми тут. Salt Flat Farms. А, ось він. А, вон десь так. Ось про яку вони ось море кислоти говорили. То море кислоти. То це тут він. Ніби.
This would be a great spot, but there's so many of them.
Червоні жуки.
What are you doing here? This place isn't safe.
Що страшно.
The homestead up ahead is all run by Zarps. Used to be it was occupied by outcasts, but things happened. The region's getting more lethal. If you think the Salo Steppe was hell, it's nothing next to the primordial depths up north. The Zarps used to be more peaceful, but the recent tremors tore up the terrain so badly, they had to go south.
Peaceful?
They started turning it into one of their villages. Even ripped up the crops planted by the wardens. What a waste. There are some Bargrunen living in the wastelands out here, all without the aid of the wardens. If someone got rid of the Zarps, they might be able to shelter here, maybe even grow some crops. It's up to you if you would like to help out with the Zarps, but I hope you do.
Квест у позиції. Я зроблю, тільки повернусь. Коли своїми справи закінчу. Відкрити табір. Вже працює. Мені не обов'язково сідати зараз. Зеленуваті жуки. Оце так місцевість. І далі йдемо тим гірше. О, тут трішки лави. А я то думав, тут просто вода червона. Буквально діючий вулкан, ще лава тече. Угу.
I never thought I'd say this, but I miss the farms.
Це точно. Угу. Напевно, вбить його вбиває. Так, соло скіп. Якось дуже швидко воно рухається. Але не може так швидко рухатися. А, то пари, напевно. Це соло скіп. Гадаю, не дуже дружно. Я думаю, тут такі квіти, що собі ростуть. О, корали. Є. Корали. Ті корали. Це потрібні для апгрейду. Останнього. Ну, міст закритий. Міст закритий. Клас. Козмін.
Wait, Mayu. It's Cosmine. Just let me handle this.
Звичайно, я до тебе.
Mar? Marius? No. You must be a ghost. A curse.
Oh, that would be news to me.
You're alive. You. Asshole. You show your face now? Now?
Клас.
Quench your coals, envoy. Let me handle this.
We used to be friends. Or so I thought. But then this Jitule left. Unannounced. No note, no nothing. Didn't even say goodbye to Iancu. And now you cozy up here, after 3 years, with an adherent godlike, no less? No offense. I can't allow that. You know the rules. Outsiders cannot enter without express permission of the council.
Or with an honored warden.
Which you are not. I shouldn't even be talking to either of you. It's forbidden.
О, Боже.
Emperor? What's that?
It's their word for a fancy guy in a big gold hat.
I know what that means. I was trying to be sarcastic.
Come on, just for once, consider not being a complete Jatule and let us pass.
You know the position this puts me in. If I let you in, the council will have my head.
They'll be grateful we came, Cosmine.
Well, you did manage to convince Marius to return to us.
It was my decision, Nimdut, and I'm here because it matters. Cosmine, Solace Keep is in real danger. Do you truly think I'd come back here for anything less?
Gods damn it. I'm going to regret this, aren't I? I'll let you in, but be warned. Solace is not as it was, Marius.
I doubt it. Nothing really changes in Solace.
You'll see for yourself. The council isn't what it was. Keep a watchful eye. Lower it on down. Quickly now.
I admit it. Solace is damned impressive. Just be aware,
Вважаю.
people of Solace are just as stubborn as its walls.
Виглядає неприхідною фортецею.
Here we go.
Я таку пробував Дворфорта збудувати. Не вийшло. Тільки 2 поверхи побудував. Ну, місце з лавою я зробив. Такою. Не таке глибоке, але зробив. Що з водою, не пам'ятаю.
If it's the new recruit playing games again, I'm going to face. It's just like no,
just
no,
like.
no. It's the lack of sleep. It's impossible, but still, I don't get paid enough for this.
Ці солдати, мені треба когось постарше. Ці луки, я брати їх не хочу, сенсу такого вже нема. Маленькі стільчики, не під мій розмір. Мені толку з синього взагалі ніякого немає. Жучки їдять. О, тут щось світиться. А. Може знадобитися.
All right. Took you long enough.
Wait, you're not from the hunting party.
Грибочки.
Where's the hunting party? They were supposed to be here an hour ago.
Idiots. They better not have gotten themselves killed. We need the supplies. I swear if they've gotten themselves drunk out there, I'm going to turn them into leather.
Кабанчик з дуже великими іклами.
You look just like Nandru.
Нандру, це що,
You
ваш
have
бог?
his markings. The council is going to lose its mind.
Michala.
Ага, може це так вони називають.
I don't even know what Michala is going to do. This has never happened.
I can't wait to see what the council will say.
Може це вони так називають. Спадав. Бога.
Duty won't feed us, mother. Duty won't keep us from dying.
How dare you talk to your mother that way?
Пішли.
Is that Marius? He's alive?
Правий власний персон. Топазик. Їжу вас забрати не буду, бо кажуть, у вас проблемки.
Welcome back to Wodika's nails. An outsider.
Ну, так.
Nobody told me to expect outsiders. Welcome to... No, I can't say I am. Do you have any questions about Sola's keep? I've never seen anyone quite like you, is all. No, that's not entirely true. All I'll say is, take a good look at the big statue of Nandru, this keep's founder, when you enter the main hall.
Угу. Так і думав, що їхній бог, і невідомо кого вони.
A word of warning before you enter.
Має ще трішки
You
схоже
were the
на
first outsiders
мітки
to
мої.
visit the keep in longer than I know. It is an honor to have you. Enjoy your visit to Sola's keep.
The sanctuary of Nandru. Hasn't changed a bit.
This keep is full of old memories. Let's make some better ones.
Навіщо дворфам, які розміром метр півтора максимум, будувати стільки величезні стелі? Їх тут кілька десятків в висоту міститься. Якщо це статуя Нандру, то я не зрозумію, чому так дивуються. Я не схожий трохи на неї.
Wodika's crown, an outsider here?
Вже починає набридати, там щось є. Десь зверху. Може це не статуя, або десь. Явно з їжою проблеми. Мес-холл. А як воно виглядає? Зрозуміло, тут вхід, тут прохід. А, це типу цю столі.
You think Kostya's right, huh? Think of the salted fish we could get trading with Thorgorn.
Listen, everyone wants seconds, okay? You can get back in line or wait until next meal.
Навіть не дивується, що цей.
Then go somewhere else and... Oh, you're the outsiders. I heard the rumors, but... I am the ringleader of the circus. No one does anything without a belly full of... whatever we're warming up here today. Honestly, Marius here would catch something better than I could rustle up for you.
Nah, I just do what I do. You make last week's salt pork taste like... this week's salt pork.
Take a compliment, Amakul. You're a good hunter. Always were. I have a little time to chat right now. What can I do for you?
О, це ж ми можемо тут робити коваль, який зробить щось з метеориту, то точно.
I doubt they ever will. The land here doesn't yield much, as you saw, and our livestock usually has many more legs than we do.
Секундочку. Що це таке? Повіщення де вже.
We sometimes send wardens to the Twinewood to hunt, but that brings other dangers. I wish there was more we could do, but tradition is law, right? Of course, that means I have to be creative, to find ways to make everything edible and palatable, at least. Exactly. These mountains aren't called Galloway's tusks because there's food stocked between them. Anything that's not a mushroom or bread is a blessed luxury around here. And actual meat? Good luck. Councillor Kostia wants things to change around here. He wants to work with the other settlements to increase trade. Imagine it. Fish from Thirdborn, wild game from Paradise, produce from Fior Mesiverno. Tradition says we have to survive without help from the outside world, or we'll never survive. Tradition has kept these walls standing. It makes sense why we'd be slow to risk losing that.
Ви ж торгуєте, боже. Ви ж торгувати можете ззовні, а не всередині.
Thank you, my friend. Best of luck to you.
Я ж пишу, що...
Greetings. What can I do for my new friends?
Ось я в нього купую, а не забираю. От 440 мог Health Essence. До речі, я готую. Але це мені там бонуси класні є. Окей, мені треба все, що є на нього на сенсі. Міно. Вено, міно, вено. Ви сестри?
What do you want? Depends on what you care about. There's a bounty board you can check if you need coin. I heard something about the trade caravan, but I've yet to see hide nor hair of them. And Mina here's been blubbering for a while, if you're really desperate for something to do. But that's all I've got. So, what do you want? Suit yourself.
Outsider. Feel like helping us out?
Elvin.
Welcome to the Tusks, outsider. Be courteous while in Solace's halls, and you shall remain welcome. Check the board for bounties. Anything catch your eye, feel free to take it on. You'll be rewarded accordingly. No. Our fighters are more than capable, but they are stretched thin. Times are hard. But that's life here in the Tusks.
Зрозумів.
Resources are scarce out here. We need to cull the competition if we are to survive. Be safe out there.
Ну, беремо все. Десь тут це що таке? Dead.
Put that poor husk out of its misery. Destroy it, so that the soul within can be freed.
Грибочок.
We've taken to calling it the Spore Kin. Not sure when it started or who is to blame, but the name stuck. Unfortunately.
Орки.
Be careful with those ogres.
А, огри.
Bastards are tough.
Ведмідь.
Be careful. Some of our best wardens were lost to that thing. Bereth guide their souls to a better life.
Картографер. Загубився. Тут. Бітл, матріарх. О, величезний жук.
Be careful with this one. We believe it's the source of the beetles infesting the region.
Ні.
Oh, great.
Йоргу.
Outsider. You need something? So I am. Nor have I much choice but to be an expert. We don't broker much with the outside, no more than we can avoid. We've got to survive with what we've got, and that isn't much. And my duty is to make sure what we've got is still enough. Since a duty broken is worse than death, I don't intend to break mine. I think you're the sort to understand that.
Son of Black Heaven. 73 тисячі. Вау. О, перша легендарна і унікальна річ. Я говорю, що тут почнуть легендарні з'являтися. 5 Sense, 50 Maximum Sense, Blocking has the chance to through test Sense. Цікаво. Це типу білд на сенсі, а як можна пограти? Річ тим, що, типу, гримуар тримається в лівій руці офхенд, і це офхенд. Якщо ми викинемо гримуар, то треба чекувати з руки. Що неефективно. Комусь бонуси не діють, я не знаю чому. На зменшення заклять. На зменшення ціни. По-моєму, це баг. А може так і повинно бути. Розбивається на рідкі легендарні ресурси. Це що? Ката. Баларок скін. Ці корали почали тут вже падати. Які мені треба. Френспон. Год. Тотем. Купуємо. Далі купа ресурсів. Grand's Blessing. Треба це теж купувати. Локпіки. У мене 99 штук. Давайте купимо на всю локацію. Так.
Mikala understands the importance of tradition. Nandru chose this place for a reason, huh?
Exactly. To leave would only insult the great founder.
Mihala is to blame. We need to open our gates to the world, lest it leave us behind.
Generations of our...
Absolutely. Can you imagine
Треба знайти, де Петру.
access to fresh crops from Fjord, or all of the goods that pass through? No, I can't. Not with Mihala calling the shots. Then perhaps it's time for a change around here.
Базальт. Water, це де? Це Там Джофрі. Госпіталь? Я говорю, їжу не буду в них брати, проблем. А все інше можна позичити. Для справи.
So you're the outsiders my guards led you to the keep. Sucker. Now I'm going to have to deal with Kazmin. And you're accompanied by a deserter.
There's the Joffrey I know. Still calling your parents by their first names.
Yes, I am. Every time I visit them. You should try it sometime. If you've a complaint, can it wait? I'm already dealing with enough. If anything makes me a poor leader in the eyes of the council, it's letting outsiders into the keep. And now one of my wardens has let you in. Mihala is going to ream me for this. Gods, yes. The wardens take an oath to protect the keep. That includes outside influences. Not that you'd know, but the council isn't known for their temperance. None of this is even my job. Not really, anyway. Mihala ordered me to take over for our Captain Petru until he comes back, but it's been weeks and no one's heard anything.
Капітан загубився.
If I knew, I wouldn't be talking to you, Nimdut. Mihala said it was council business, but there's nothing in his office. No journal, nothing. One of my wardens, Mina, is convinced something happened to him, but I don't have the time or resources to spare. Would you? That would take a load off of me. The council might even thank you for it. Talk to Mina. She's been distraught since Petru disappeared, so I've relieved her of her duties. I can't have one of my wardens like this, drunk and useless. She's likely over in the bar, drowning her sorrows. If there's anything to know about Petru, she'd know it.
We should lend a hand. Maybe earn a little trust with the locals.
Damn. Outsiders in the keep? Joffrey really must be shit at commanding the wardens if you got in. Marius? You're back? God's alive. I never thought I'd see you again.
Mina, is that you? Didn't recognize you with all that whiskey smell around you.
The whiskey helps me sleep. I've been working extra shifts without Petru here. Things would be a lot better if he was still in charge. Left? That what he told you? Sucker. Our captain didn't just up and disappear without warning. Something must have happened to him. It's law in the keep that we don't ever leave Solace. Ever. Not unless we're on assignment at an outpost. Your friend Marius here is an example as to what happens if we do. Some people don't like that. Petru... he skirted the rules. Has some project out there at that abandoned warden tower. He usually goes out for a day or two, but always comes back. It's been weeks now, and nothing. I figure something must have happened to him. Who knows what's out there? Attacked by Zaribs, killed in a lava flow. I think so too. I'd love to look into it, but Joffrey won't spare any wardens. Look, I know it's not your business, but you're the only one who can go in and out of the keep. If you happen to go by the abandoned warden tower, just to the northwest of Solace, keep an eye out for him, all right? Even a clue as to where he is would help. Maybe I'd be able to convince Joffrey to send someone after him. Never thought I'd see an outsider do more for me than my own people. Thanks, Adiren.
Sometimes people just leave. He's probably drunk somewhere feeling bad about it.
That's it. I'm cutting you off, Mina. You're talking nonsense.
That's... Saka, and you know it. You're too scared of Mihala to even think otherwise.
Never going to survive out there. You're probably right, but it was their choice. They're no longer our people. I know, but my brother is among them. I just wish he'd recognize his mistake and come back home.
I'm sorry, but this isn't your brother's home anymore.
Yes, you're right. He made his choice.
I'll have to bring this to the Council's attention.
Abaddon, patron god of smiths and forges.
Ah, the outsiders. Welcome. I hope you don't mind if I shout a bit. I feel like it's impossible to hear anything over all this banging and quenching. Indeed, when they came down to tell us that we had outsiders about, I swore I misheard. I probably should have cleaned up the place. Indeed. Some of it is all the noise, but some of it is that I'm new to this job. Hazing is what it is. I am Forge Master Della. Recently appointed, I should add. Old Master Tassa passed away, and the council appointed me.
Master Tassa died? I figured that old lady would live forever.
So did I. Turns out death comes for us all. Surprised me, too. Thanks. She was a great master. Even if she could have used the odd bath now and again. But that's beside the point. What can I do for you?
Нарешті стармета. Він точно знає, що з нею робити.
Is that Abaddon's shiny beard? It is! Star metal! I've only had the pleasure of working with it a few times before. These days I work more with a quill than a hammer, but I think I can make an exception for this. And if the council doesn't like it, they can make someone else Forge Master. Oh, I'd be a happy man to be working the forge again. Oh, how I miss it! The question you should be asking is, what can't I do with it? I could refine and sharpen the material into a sword, certainly. A simple enough ask once you know the secrets of star metal. Alternatively, there's something I've wanted to make since the last time I had my hands on this stuff. A star metal arquebus. Now that sounds like a proper challenge.
Невеликий вибір, ну дійсно буде серйозним цим. Марки бувся, не знаю навіщо.
May Abaddon guide my hand, and this trial be worthy of Magrin's attention.
This ought to be good.
Here it is, a firearm unlike any other. I call it the Moonstrike Arquebus, for it will strike your enemies as fiercely as Abaddon's hammer struck the falling moon. You are most welcome, outsider. However, this material is unlike any other metal. It is superior in nearly every way, and an unmatched challenge to work. I want to see what else I could do with it. Bring me more fragments, and I will forge for you a blade unlike any other. Though with more star metal, I may be able to upgrade the Moonstrike Arquebus a bit more. Thank you, Envoy. What can I do for you? I know. A shrine to Abaddon in a forge. How unique. We have mines throughout the Tusks, though most of them were abandoned until very recently. Most of our material comes from reforging old equipment. Someone dies or retires and we make something new from their stuff.
It's a fine tradition, if you don't mind going on patrol in your dead uncle's old pants.
Mock all you like, outcast. This way has worked for centuries. Like most things around Solace, they got too costly and dangerous to maintain. The Council thought it best to close them down. Council Okostia has argued to get some of them open again. We might be getting some new ores sometime soon.
No, I couldn't possibly. It's too precious. Safe. In the drawer.
Wake up, Mother. It's me, your little grubbling.
Oh, my dear. It's been so long. How is my grandson, that little blight?
Mother, I saw you earlier. Don't you remember?
No, my little grub. I'm sorry. But where is your boy?
He's just on patrol. He'll be back soon.
Nando, it is so good to see you.
You're back! What did you miss most? The loud clanging or the grimy walls and floor? What can I do for you?
Ready yourselves. Council's just up this lift.
You do the talking. I'm out of my element.
Outsiders? In the halls Nandru built himself? Madness.
You're telling me they made all of this without?
The very image of Nandru indeed. The gods send you at the most opportune time. A word, please. Ah, the infamous Ediran envoy. I'd heard of your resemblance to our illustrious founder, but I'd hardly believe it if I weren't seeing it for myself. The monks tell us that Nandru had a special connection to the land, a sense for where to find things. I wonder if you share it. Ah, sharp as the tusks themselves. Our hunters can track beetles, birds, and boars, but do you know what the most elusive quarry in the tusks is? It's water, of course. And yet you'd never know it from the way the councillors fuss. It's all tradition, this tradition that. There's always been a problem with it. Chiefly that it tastes of rotten Zorip eggs. But no one can be bothered to fix it. I see you've never enjoyed fire beetle roll. Come back when it's in season for a real treat. Still, I'd trade all the roe and ale in the tusks for a good water source. There's an old godless aqueduct system in slumbering fields far to the southwest. I sent a team to start repairs, but I haven't heard from them. And acknowledge that someone else came here before us and built something worth preserving? That's Pargroon pride for you. I call it damn fool stubbornness, since we're all friends. But now that a steady water supply is a bigger concern than cultural pride, the next problem is finding my team. They were supposed to work on the section just north of the southern guard tower. You probably passed it when you entered the tusks.
Jitule! What am I going to do? Found a spider the size of my face in my quarters last night.
Again? Ugh. I bet the officers up above don't have to deal with that.
On the bright side, the legs are pretty good in a stew.
That is both gross and intriguing. What time is dinner?
An outsider! I've never seen someone so tall.
Take pride in our home, fellow Pagrunin, for Solace is an impenetrable fortress that can withstand any assault.
Never heard you speak full of such bluster.
It's not the content, but the interpretation that bothers me.
Ah, well, the walls of Solace have never been brought down by words alone.
I think his words and his breath combined would be a greater threat.
People say Wodeka is the goddess of law, but all I've seen is intolerance.
Nandru looked to Wodeka for inspiration when he created the traditions and laws of Solace.
You must be the outsider I've heard so much about, yes? I am pleased to meet you.
Bolty? Is that you?
Marius? Won't the Commandant be surprised? What can I do for Solace's most fascinating guests? I am an attendant of the Council of Solace. I do whatever they ask of me, frankly. Currently, it is my honor to watch over the Shrine of Wodeka and keep it as pristine as the goddess herself.
You mean it's your honor to stay where the Council can keep an eye on you? The way I heard it, Bolty had a reputation for taking things from the armory and selling them to traders for a profit.
I paid my debt to Solace. I have changed.
Yeah, well, the Council is keeping you close by, just in case you haven't.
Good to see you again. How can I help?
Where is that caravan? The wardens from the tower sent word to expect one.
An outsider caravan. Huh. Does the council know about this?
Someone sent word to let in an Adiran caravan.
If we open our gates to outlanders, we stand to lose everything. They will corrupt our people, destroy our traditions.
Our entire society faces destruction if we don't. We need trade. We need the rest of the world.
The reason Solace Keep has stood for so long is because we've stood alone. Do not question our ways, Kostya.
I understand, Mihala. But Solace Keep is dying. Surely it wouldn't hurt to consider a different route.
Живуть закриті, хочуть вижити. Це Рада? Вас двоє, яка це задниця? Рада. теж мені рада з двох людей.
What is the meaning of this? Who let them in here?
They're here because I vouched for them.
Marius, you're alive.
There were rumors you died, Marius. We mourned you. You shouldn't have returned.
I trust you came back to us for good reason.
Так.
Indeed, you do.
And we'll gladly help you, right across our borders.
Believe me, I don't intend to stick around. Tell us what we need to know and we'll be gone before you remember to miss me.
Very well. We'll deal with you later.
So, you need our help. What do you expect us to do for you, precisely?
There is no path.
Nor has there been for hundreds of years. There was a bridge once, but it fell in Nandru's time. How do you know of our garden, envoy?
Your garden їхній?
Mind how you speak of the garden in these halls, envoy.
The garden is our sacred purpose, its observation and protection, a task handed to us by Nandru himself. He once wrote that the island spoke to him, perhaps as it has spoken to you.
The envoy does bear a remarkable resemblance to our founder, does she not?
Вітаю, Сковорода, добрий вечір.
The markings on your face. I recognized them. But I didn't want to believe an Adiran could have anything in common with Nandru.
The godlike are gone.
There's at least one left, and she's standing right in front of you.
Perhaps you are what you say, but it does not matter. We did not lie to you. The bridge has fallen. The path is long gone.
If there is another way, envoy, you will have to discover it yourself. But I fear you will be disappointed.
Може під водою є прохід?
It has and always will be our duty to watch over the garden. Even if we knew of the potential of another path, we couldn't tell you. Your facial markings might be similar to Nandru's, but we will not change our ways for an accident of flesh and cartilage. You are an outsider and will remain one forever. The agent of an empire bent on destroying all that we have built. Envoy, you and those like you are why we are here. The wardens exist to stand in your way.
I would expect nothing less from someone like yourself.
Goodbye, Envoy. Kostya, see the Envoy out of our halls. Enough time has been wasted on inconsequential matters.
With all due haste, Mihala.
And Marius? Don't stay gone so long next time.
If this is the kind of warm welcome I can expect, I can't wait to come back.
Follow me, Envoy.
Right. I warned you they'd be useless. Or maybe I didn't, but I thought about it. You'd be better off tracking the Steel Garrote. At least they're not useless bureaucrats.
Poor Marius. At least I only had to deal with one politician. He's up against two.
Які ж вони тупі зануди, ці дворфи. Закрилися тут, думають, що їх це врятує. А їхня фортеця не така неприступна, як вони здаються. Мені, в принципі, тут особливо нема чого.
Envoy, I just wanted a word before you went on your way. No, no, indeed. I feel I owe you an apology.
Здається, я говорив про різне, про інше, поки ми були за дверима.
The situation here is desperate. We have more mouths than food. The old sicken. The young suffer. But Mihala, well, she's a devoted warden to her core. I think she'd rather we starve than ask for help.
Я так і думав.
Of course. Our people starve and grow ill. And it's all because Mihala insists duty to the dead means more than the living. She won't let our people leave, or speak with outsiders, or trade for the resources we need. There is no reasoning with her. Anything that doesn't strictly serve our oath to Nandru is treason of the highest order. It's why I play my part where she can see. I don't want to risk her wrath. I'm very sorry, Envoy. That was not the welcome to solace I would have liked you to receive. Mihala has firm principles, and I respect the strength of them. But it's all so pointless. If we stay in this keep, we will surely die. Neither our oaths nor this keep will prevent our people from starving. Change must happen. We need to leave the keep. Do you understand me?
Не бачиш, він такий просто виведе звідти. Хоча...
Not an alliance, precisely, but a conversation. A crack in the wall between our worlds.
Oh.
The keep decays, and we drown in a rot.
Перемовини з
The wardens defend the
адепцями.
corpse against that which would revive it.
Ідерцями, заворн, іранцями.
We will not last here much longer. Not without food, building materials, medical supplies. I let Nadiran trade caravans slip past our patrols, but that's hardly enough. We need so much more. All of which your ambassador in Paradise could provide. If I could only start the conversation.
Може.
In so many words, yes. Or rather, I was hoping you might be. You're looking for another path to the garden. I don't know if there is one, but I know who might. You were right, you know. The Stilgorod are in the mines at Mount Forja, looking for the garden even as we speak.
Звичайно.
If they haven't found what you're looking for, they will soon. I hear their commander is a determined woman.
О, ще яка.
I lied to you. I'm sorry for that. I didn't intend to make you look like a fool. But I couldn't let Mihala know the truth. She would have had us rushing headlong to our deaths with no thought for how this situation could advantage us. The garden does not matter to me. Whether it's you or the Steel Garrote who find it, I don't care. Forget duty. Duty cannot feed our children. Duty cannot keep us safe. The Inquisitor is a questionable creature, but she might be all that stands between us and doom. She has the Ambassador's ear. With her support, he might agree to trade with us.
Інквізитор? Вона, напевно, не в курсі. Хто такий інквізитор?
It doesn't matter how reasonable he is if I don't have his ear. I am an aging dwarf from a small, fanatical order on the ass end of a volcanic wasteland. Against Mihala's wishes, I have written to him many times. He refuses to lend his ear. But if a powerful ally were to speak on my behalf, there might be something I could offer him. Something like the keep.
You'd give them the keep? Have you lost your Sunday mind?
You'd be giving up everything your people built here. Generations of history.
Що здати хоче весь форт?
The keep.
Фортеця.
It's inane traditions. None of that means
Ну, просто
anything
треба
to me.
торгувати, ти сидіть собі сидіть.
I want to offer up Solace Keep to Adir and the Steel Garrote in exchange for goods and gold.
Що, дурак? Що?
Its existence has cost us so much. The least it can do is buy a future for our people.
Можемо піти тим шляхом.
I have been nothing but honest with you about my intention to save my people. If that is treachery, then I shall proudly bear the title traitor. Mihala believes your empire cannot see us as anything but rivals. An agreement may protect us from dying from deprivation, and perhaps also keep us safe from Adir's hunger. It might seem a foolish idea, but better to be a fool who tried than a coward who did not. I thought you'd empathize with this more. Your quest for the garden is also a fool's errand.
Ні.
You are not the first person to have said that. I want you to get what you want, Envoy. My hope is that you don't kill the Inquisitor before I get what I want too.
Не даю гарантії.
Of course. But need she be stopped by you? Now? In any case, the Steel Garrote are at the Mount Forja mines. To get there, head west across the primordial depths. Do as you will. I believe the Pargrunen and the Adirians can forge a mutually beneficial alliance. That will not happen if there is unnecessary bloodshed. Also, perceptive as ever, If you happen to head north, you might pass by the Living Archives. The monastery is dedicated to preserving our historical artifacts, including some that are of great interest to me.
Hmm?
Let's just say I have an academic interest in them. The monastery hasn't been in touch in days, and I can't spare a warden to check on them. Oh, please, look in on them, if you can.
Right, I get it. He wants us to run his errands.
I do, Marius, because I trust you. And by extension, I trust the envoy. Is that so outrageous? You were missed here. Whatever the front I put forward may have led you to believe.
You have a funny way of showing it.
I wouldn't ask if it wasn't serious, envoy.
Можливо, ми щось знайдемо цікаве.
They are to the north of Solace Keep, along the main road. And beware, if my warden's reports are accurate, there are a considerable number of Zarips between here and there.
Це добре.
Look for Elder Grigor at the archives. He should be able to give you a full accounting. I pray nothing terrible has happened. Thank you for this, envoy. You are more than the villains your people are made out to be.
Цікаво, що ми... У нас не було квесту до них іти. Справді. До цієї ради. Ми могли просто... Взагалі сюди не заходити.
Any news, Andrada?
Sorry, Geoffrey. Captain. No, the council's still going at it.
Це вже тут?
You know how Mihala is.
Well, Saka, fine. Come find me when they're free. Won't be able to do anything until I talk to Mihala.
Of course, Captain. And, good luck.
Make it quick, Adirin. Fuitu! That tower's been off limits ever since the Zarips raided it. That Neem dude could be in serious danger. It's more than a few, Adirin. Though I admire your courage.
Чим більше, тим краще.
Good luck out there. Only the bravest wardens venture out into the primordial depths.
Це найменше місто, яке тільки було. Це, в принципі, місто це форт. І чим далі йдемо, тим менші ці йдуть. Треба в... Треба. Табір зайти поговорити.
But Kostya says that Solace Keep is nothing but a crypt. We'll die in here.
А ви ще що хочете?
I'm so tired of listening to you. Kostya this, Kostya that. Solace Keep protects us all. I don't want to hear another word.
An outlander.
Don't mean to be disrespectful, but we'd prefer not to deal with your kind.
What's wrong with talking to the outlander, We need outside opinions. We need medicine. You're sick, Mother.
Pargrunin affairs are Pargrunin affairs. We don't speak of them to outsiders.
Even if it costs you your life, Mother? You'd rather die than ask for help from an outlander?
Kostya has a lot to answer for, poisoning our youth's minds with these ideas.
Once again, Outlander, we did not ask for your opinion. Leave us before we call for a warden's assistance.
Why won't you listen? If we don't change our ways, the Pargrunen are done for.
I don't want to hear another word of this.
А, боже.
What do you think it means?
What do you think what means?
I suppose that's edible.
Старі
Not looking
тянуть на
forward to
дно.
it, though.
Чисто через традиції. Нормально. А місцинка навіть тут дуже непривітна. А, то це ми рухаємося від супер рослинності до все менше і менше і менше. Наступна, напевно, буде взагалі пустка без будь-кого. Так, куди мені перейти? Ну, побічні всі, правильно. Головний нас відвів. Караван, можливо. Спочатку нам треба, коротше, в табір. Може потім купа поруч всього. Зараз всі скажуть про свою точку зору, тільки не можу зрозуміти, про що саме. То про рішення Ради, чи то про солоскіп. Тецю. Невеличку перерву зроблю. зараз трошки поблукаємо по локації. Локації ці вже непривітній. Нам туди, в те дерево. Але ми... нам треба зараз поговорити буде з ними.
That meeting of the Solace Council did not go as planned.
It was a whole lot of exactly what I expected, honestly. It's all processes and traditions and arguments over texts written by Nandru centuries ago.
Same story everywhere. Though, much of Rauatai's history is recorded in chants, so half our debates are sung. It doesn't resolve our feuds,
До речі,
but
треба це прогрейди, я
does
вже
make it
коралів
more
назбирав.
entertaining.
Do you think there's hope for the Council? Or are they too stuck in their ways?
Do I look like an Usundid politician? There's a reason I spend most of my time as far from civilization as possible.
Well, I'd vote for you, dearie. If only to see you squirm.
I've seen council meetings get out of control, but that one was for the books. Almost as bad as when I asked the governor for some unconventional equipment. He nearly had a heart attack.
Conventional equipment?
A corporeal inverter. In layman's terms, it replaces living things with dead things by killing them. Maybe it wasn't my smartest investment, but I thought it had research potential.
Дивно.
Old customs struggling to fix new problems. It's remarkable, really, what people do for traditions that have lost all meaning. The garden is your birthright, and the wardens don't seem to know why they're guarding it in the first place. If anyone has a right to enter the garden, it's you.
Та це ясно.
Such is the life of an envoy. The council made their choice. If they won't let you into the garden, we just have to find another way. Thanks for talking.
Talking to Kostya, it's gotta be nice to meet someone who's happy to see adherence for a change. I can tell he's struggling against the current, which is a shame because he's looking out for his people rather than an old building. Tradition and history have their place, but I just can't see putting it ahead of the welfare of the living. But you're the envoy. I'm wondering what you think about it.
Не можу всіх випроводити через... Хочу продати свою фортецю, всю історію за їжу. Або за майбутнє невідомо де. Міг бути інші рішення.
Maybe not, but should Mihala? Because that's exactly what she's doing.
Вона теж не повинна.
Rauatai's grown over the centuries through dozens of expansions, conquests, and alliances. Many were bloody and hard-won, but I still can't find myself wishing for the alternative. We wouldn't have lasted if we stayed a small Almawa tribe struggling against a barren, stormy spit of land.
Ну, в цьому теж є сенс. Але вимерти і агресивне захворювання не єдині опції. Вони могли просто торгувати з усіма на острові. Та все, я бачу, що їм є що запропонувати.
Fair enough, and that's not exactly the choice in front of the Pargrunen either. The question is, do you really think Kostya and his people are better off sticking around here than taking their chances with Adir? Or striking out into the living lands?
Не можу залишитися і торгувати.
Surviving. That just doesn't seem like enough. Night, envoy.
Я не співаю, але якщо торгувати почнуть, то буде норм.
Envoy, coming back to Solace is not easy for me. A lot of memories, not all happy ones.
Цікаво, якщо повернутися до посла, зараз поговорити з ним. Будуть якісь рішення з торговлею чи не буде? Може, коли я знайду караван?
She took an interest in me when I first came to Solace. No idea why. I was an outsider and a child. She had every right to make me someone else's problem, but she didn't. I struggle to see it myself. Maybe my mirror's dirty. Anyway, I need to ask a favor. Possibly a big one.
Ну, давай.
Since we entered Solace, I've been... Memories have come flooding back. It's been all I can think about.
It's only natural. You were gone a long time.
Seeing Mihala, I remembered coming here as a child, but there's more. There was a village, and something went wrong. The village should be north of here. I remember godless ruins and a flow of lava and a large circle of some kind. I need to find that village, if it exists. There's something there I need to find. I just wish I knew what it was. Not at all, but I feel like I need to. Anyway.
Ну, добре.
Let's make sure they're not listening. The only one we haven't talked about is Yatsley. I don't know. Things have changed a bit, I guess. She's not so bad. I mean, she's loud and impulsive and always trying to get herself killed, and she keeps saying things to get a rise out of me, Envoy. But, joke's on her, no one's gotten a rise out of me in years. But other than that, we can get along. She can be sweet, too, when she's not introducing me to a new word for my oak and acorns. You too.
Так. Ну все.
Envoy? Sorry. I've been in my head ever since we left Solace, thinking about the village. What if I get there and... Oh, I don't know, I fall apart. Memories flood in and I don't know who I am anymore. Or worse, what if it's nothing? I appreciate that, Envoy. I just wish I believed it. There was a story. The warden who saw the future. There was a young warden who thought she could see the future. She'd think about things and they would come to pass. She was worried about her father falling ill, and he did. She feared her friend would die of exposure. It happened. One day, she was with her patrol unit guarding a watchtower, and she was struck by a terrifying thought. She just knew in her gut that Solace was under attack. Zareps or ogres or fire blights from the wastes. Wouldn't be much of a story if that's what happened. The young warden tried to alert her unit, but they didn't seem concerned. They said she was delusional. So she left the tower to go protect Solace, and she found nothing there. Meanwhile, her post came under attack. Her whole unit was killed because she abandoned it.
Цікава історія.
Exactly. So what if I'm seeing the future here? Maybe we should just stay on your original path. I'm fortunate to have you all here. Anyway, I appreciate the talk, Envoy. I clearly have some things to figure out. Anyway. Until next time.
Так. Всі висловились. О, корал вже збирається. Blackwood Branch. Що нам треба для Адра Бен? 3 штуки. Зробити легендарну паличку тут. Це ж корали. Корали. А, корали з цього робляться. Blackwood Branch. Whitewood Branch. Hardwood Branch. Чекайте, так ми можемо фактично повністю пробрейдити сюди, правильно? Нам ж ці вже не треба будуть. Я не знаю, чи ці можуть бути фіолети потрібні. Коралів немає. Ну, тут, в принципі, теж можна зробити. Я навіть буду використовувати ці. Дробен. Тут немає в мене цього? А чому?
You might know this, Marius.
I might.
How do you get dust stains out of your clothes?
Just wear clothes that won't be ruined by dust stains.
Wonderful advice for the future, dearie. However, I still have a dust stain on my pants.
Right. Grind up some bone slate, squeeze a few hemp flowers into it, and rub it into the stain like you're trying to start a fire.
I'm glad we arrived at a real answer. Thank you, darling. You're a... the light as always. Ways.
Що до торговця зайди. Можна ми. О, вони нас не пустять? Не можна ж не пустити, до речі, зараз буду завершувати.
Да, алло? Так, закриті, да, я знаю. Духовки, я казала, що це буде. Поміняли вони, раніше були ті дерев'яні, то було краще, поставили металопластики. Бачив, хорошо. Так, так, духовка. Ти моє літом хреново, да, Жень?
Що це за штука, я вивчаю, вже забувся. А, це ново. Find Room Mortal Land. Дітяний, що не користувався. Increase your damage and grants health regeneration for 12 секунд. Такий буст на 30-12 секунд. Регенерація.
Ладно, трогати ми собі опять я буду відкрити. Короче, добре.
Suppose that's edible. Well,
Today was as rancid as a suck.
I need to be grateful for.
You're back! What did you miss, Mom? What can I do for you?
Так, сьогодні завершую, сьогодні коротший. Коротше буде. Трансляція, наступного разу продовжимо блукати по цих вулканічних рівненнях. До речі, дуже сатівна ця локація виглядає. Принаймні спочатку. Ну, виглядає не такою великою, як мені здається, але хто його знає. Подивимось.